All right, fam. I figured I'd give you a little quick video here of what's going on here in the shop and kind of where we're at on the day after Christmas. I figured I'd do a little, wish everybody happy holidays and kind of, it's been a little crazy. And it's a good thing, but it's also, kind of a crazy thing. Got a lot going here at the shop. We're trying to evolve the YouTube. We're trying to, we're getting some subscribers. We're just shy of 50,000 subscribers, which is really good. I can't wait till we hit 50 or 100,000. We'll do something exciting. But I just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys and tell you all I really appreciate you guys subscribing, sharing the videos, getting the word out there with what we do, kind of what we have going. It's kind of an interesting experiment, and I'm really happy to have done it so far, and I look forward to what we can accomplish in the future. It's kind of an interesting deal. So I figured I'd wish everybody a happy holidays of whatever you guys celebrate, or if you don't, or just hang out with family, relax, do whatever you're gonna do. It just kind of comes down to whatever you want to do, and I support that, and I strongly encourage you to do something. Get out, have fun, explore, off-road, sit on the couch, do whatever makes you happy. Yeah, and that's probably the best advice I can give anybody. This is what makes me happy. YouTube is a really big thing that does, I do enjoy. I do enjoy your guys' comments. I do enjoy, a lot of this, and it's been a great adventure so far. So what we got in the shop here today behind me, I got dogs at my feet, and they're trying to run me over because they're rowdy today. We got the gray Silverado without the windows in it. It's got a fair amount of windows in it. Still doesn't have a windshield or back window. We're going to get them done here. But I'll show you what we got going with it. We got it on the lift here, and we have the transmission out. Well, I guess it's back in there kind of currently. But it didn't have reverse. And so the reverse was out in it. It's a 4L60E. When reverse is out in the 4L60E, 99.99% of the time it is the reverse sun shell. This one had a stripped gear. The teeth in it aren't hardened. So they wear out, and then they get stripped, and then you lose reverse. This one you could hear the noise, the kind of a whirring noise when you put it in reverse, and you can tell that's a reverse sun shell, or the sun shell is bad. And so we pulled it out. We changed the 3/4 clutch pack while it was out. We put a new hardened reverse sun shell in it, which I recommend for all 4L60s. And we did a case saver in the transfer case that's sitting on the bench here. This one right here, we just pulled it apart, put a case saver in it. It goes over the pump here, keeps it from wearing. I was bored, and we were waiting for the silicone to dry, so I spray painted it. It's not as nice as like a rebuilt unit or anything else, but it looked nice. And since I was waiting for one thing to dry, I might as well wait for two things to dry. So it has a case saver. 4L60 has a hardened sun shell, good 3/4 clutch pack in it. Should be good for a long time. I think we're going to end up selling this to one of our employees. 5.3, little 1500 four-wheel drive, extended cab. It's a stripper truck. And I call base models, manual windows, manual locks, manual shift transfer case, vinyl floor, that sort of stuff. I call them stripper trucks because they're stripped down versions of a regular vehicle. Not because they're driven by strippers. So it's a stripper truck. And so it'll be a good little vehicle. Yeah, it was just something worth saving, so we figured we'd put a little time into it. And it's not a big deal. It's really fast to do. If you guys are interested in wanting me to do a 4L60E build video, let me know, and I can put one together. We've done, I don't know, thousands of them. And we built them for a very long time, and we kind of got out of it. I still build some trannies for some special stuff or interesting projects, and we have a few of them coming down the pipeline as well for some other people and some people you may know. But that's this truck. It's no big deal. It's nothing too terribly exotic. The other thing we have going in here is the Trailblazer SS that is more dust than Trailblazer SS at this point. We still have the motor and transmission out of it, transfer cases out of it. You have to pull the front suspension to get all that out of there. And so basically we have all the parts for the engine on that. That's going to be coming up here in the near future. I want to get this project done and out of here. It's going to be Megan's daily driver, probably 550 horse. It was our traveling vehicle until the issues with the transmission cooler in the radiator, and it put tranny fluid in the cooling system and put antifreeze in the transmission. So figured we might as well put some pistons in it, do a few things, BTR cam kit, a handful of stuff. So we'll have some videos on this, you know, putting this motor together and getting this thing back together because it needs to be done and out of here. It's been sitting here for like a year and I'd like to see it done. I need to start cleaning up some of my other projects before I start getting back onto the ones that everybody loves. Just because I get 10 million projects and then they get sidetracked and I don't get any of them done. So that's on the high up on the list of stuff to do. And then as we were trying to finish the 𝐿 project and we were ordering parts and we're doing that stuff, I come across this project. And this is a 99 Silverado, half-ton, two-wheel drive short bed. And I've wanted one of these for a very long time. In reality, I'm too cheap to like go out and spend a bunch of money on one. It's already nice. Because it's not something like when you have so many vehicles like I do, I'm not going to go out and spend a bunch of money on one just because I like building stuff too. That's the other thing. And so this one was right up our alley. I ended up trading a guy for it. I had a 91 S10 or S15 Jimmy that was actually really clean. And it ran and drove. It was all original stock. It had some issues, but nothing too exotic. And so I ended up trading a gentleman for this truck. It was in many pieces. And some of the pieces were here, some of the pieces were not here. We had duplicates of pieces because it was kind of built out of two trucks. And this pile of stuff is basically a lot of the parts, and some of it's spare parts, some of it's stuff we're going to need. So we're going to go through that here next week and see what we got going after everybody comes back from work. But as you can tell, it's not in great shape. Like it's not cherry by no means. It's got dings and dents and problems and rubs on the cab, and it was probably built out of it was definitely a work truck. It was definitely a work truck, and basically they had at some point in time, I don't know, it's probably pretty rough, and so they put some other parts on it and then took it apart and started putting it back together again. And so we ended up putting a full front clip on it off a Tahoe out here in the yard. So the whole front clip was changed in pretty much one piece. We did run into some things that I did notice that were different. The AC condenser is way bigger on this one than it was in the original truck. Hopefully it makes the AC better. We'll see. So we had to do some tweaking of the lines and some of that stuff. It does have a 5.3 in it, I would guess, maybe a 4.8. I don't know much about it. Like the engine size or anything like that. I do know it's an LS. We haven't looked into it too far, but we wanted to get it together to make sure we have all the right parts and all the parts for the project. That's kind of the thing when you buy one of these basket cases. It's important to put it together to make sure what you have, what you don't have. You can't just assume you have everything and then start working on, restoring stuff or making it better or building it and then find out that you're short a whole bunch of stuff. Like this didn't have fenders with it for some reason. A lot of the bolts were missing, a lot of the brackets, a lot of the small stuff was really missing. So we just opted to do a whole front clip on it that would be easier rather than try and track down all the little parts at a time because we pretty much have to pull a front clip anyways. So we've got it up here to the point where everything's together-ish, mostly together. The main frame of stuff is. I couldn't get the security system to program. There could be a problem with BCM. I just went in with HP tuners and took out the vehicle and anti-theft system and don't have to worry about it because whatever, I don't need it anyways. And it will fire up. So we'll fire it up here real quick and I'll show you. So it seems to run pretty well, really. We're not running any cooling system in it right now, or no antifreeze, and no coolant, I guess. So I can't run it for too long. The map sensor's not in it. that sort of stuff. So that is really neat. It does run, and I haven't tried to drive it yet, but we're getting close. We're gonna do some wheels. I got some wheels off a friend of mine. They look better than the mismatched wheels that were on it. So we're gonna swap them on next week here when everybody comes back from Christmas holiday. And we'll try and take it for a test drive. We got a few little things like a transmission dipstick and some of that stuff that we gotta round up for that. But it's gonna be something really neat. I like it. I think I'm gonna drive it around ratty for right now. While we're tinkering with it, I want to do power windows and I want to do a handful of stuff in it in the future. But I'd really like to get the Trailblazer done, and I'd like to get the gray truck up here done before I even really start doing a whole lot with this. I just wanted to make sure it's complete, we have everything we need, and then we can kind of go from there on how that project is. The S10 does need to come in. We need to do the bed on it. The off-road truck's definitely on the radar of stuff we need to get done. There's some stuff coming down the pipe that we really need to do. In the process, we're still doing, salvage yard stuff and selling parts. So it's busy for us. But you guys can do your part. Definitely like, share, subscribe, do that sort of stuff, and get us out there, and, we'll grow together and, help out with that. It's been an exciting year with a lot of stuff with Robbie Layton and Tesh Tires, and we look forward to see how all of that's going to happen in the future as well. We look forward to another good year with you guys, and so I thank you for everything, and Auto Recyclers Liggett family thanks you for everything, and let's go into the next year and see how good we can do and how big we can make it. So until the next video, thanks for watching.